sound kind of sexy on the microphone.
Oh, you're not supposed to compliment yourself.
I'm just saying. My voice sounds nice. If you don't compliment yourself, who else will?
She is talking.
You sound nice.
Soft,
you sound
man.
nice.
Oh, daddy. He's like, he's like,
Had to jump in there real
hold
quick.
up, you do.
All right, quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. We all good? We all good? Testing. 1, 2, 12.
1, 2, 12. Yeah, I'm good.
1, 2, 12. 1, 2, 12.
Yeah, I'm good.
Welcome back. Another episode of Verbal Gunplay. It's your boy, Danny De Niro.
It's L double the golden line. If I'm lying, I'm flying.
And it's Crystal, C-Dub.
Big C. Dub.
Big C-Dub. Hey. So, thanks for joining us today for the podcast.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Not to put you out there like that, but we do this with everybody on their first time being on the pod.
Okay.
They must tell themselves. I'm just messing with you. No, tell us about yourself.
Man, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, your nails look nice.
Thank you, Danny. So I'm Crystal. It's not too many interesting things. I own a travel business.
Oh,
Just started with that, so it's up and coming, but it's doing its thing. I've had a few clients. On the side, I work in the insurance industry and management there. And yeah, I just be grinding, chilling, grinding, getting to the bag, you know.
Getting to the bag. Look at you.
Big Crystal Voyages. And I like the way she said, I got a business and then I do insurance on the side. I like that.
I got you.
I like that. I like that. That's boss shit right there. That's boss shit. So,
It's been a busy week, sir.
yeah, I was just about to say, tell me what's been going on, man.
I mean, the biggest thing going on, well, there's two things, right? Two biggest things is definitely women's college basketball.
Okay.
And then, of course...
Well, I was talking about you personally, but like, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, I mean, y'all always ask me this, but I'm just a boring dude married with children. You know what I'm saying? You know,
See, that is the secret to marriage. You got to be a boring ass nigga.
the goal for me is to, like, chill, have a chill day, and, like, do nothing. But that never happens, of course, because today, you know, I was cutting the lawn and all of that, you know. But...
See, that's that husband shit.
And, you know, taking out the trash and helping with the laundry and all that kind of stuff. But, that's mostly what I really do is just go to work, come home, spend time with the family, try to be a good role model. And that's really it. Stay out of trouble.
I haven't asked you in a while. I mean, you still gaming? You haven't come here and talked about no games in a minute.
Okay, so let me go and set the record straight.
Uh-oh.
You never have to ask me if I've been gaming because the answer is fucking yes.
Okay, so is there anything, any new hot fire?
Nah, bro, I just play the same stuff for the most part. I think I got that PlayStation Portal. So I got that all fixed up and set up and working. Review coming soon.
What is PlayStation Portal for us used to be gamers?
A PlayStation Portal is a handheld device that lets you remote play into your PS5. So basically what it does is mirror what's playing on your PS5, but on a handheld. So if you only got one TV in the house, let's say, and the kids is on it or girls on it.
It turns it into a Switch.
Yeah, it turns it into a Switch, but a PS5.
Right.
Yeah, so you can play it on a handheld on that. You can play it away from home or at home. There's a lot more electronic networking trickery that you got to do to get all that working and whatnot, but it can work. There's a little bit of lag, so you probably don't want to play Call of Duty or nothing, but, you know, one-player games and Resident Evil, stuff like that, it'll be just fine.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
So, yes, that's what that
took
is.
Sony long enough.
I know, right? So I got that all hooked up so I can play with that. My wife calls that my night game. So corny. She's like, you gonna play your night game, babe? Like,
what game is that?
It's the PlayStation Portal. I play it in the bed.
Oh, it's not even the actual game.
No, she just calls it the night game. Yeah. So she's like, you can play your night game, babe? I'm like, shut up. Yeah.
He said, shut up. Yeah.
So as far as gaming goes, on PS5, I'm not really. I still play Sifu like all the time. That's like one of my favorite games. It's a kung fu action game. And then on PC and on PS5, I'm still playing that Star Rail. And that's really it. I get a little bit of that, play that right quick, and, you know, do my other videos if I got the time, sleep, and then that's it.
Man, I miss. There was this game we used to play back in the day called Fantasy Star Online.
Oh.
That was some of the best gaming ever.
I
Like,
don't know
I know we're speaking a whole foreign language to you right now.
A little bit.
But it was such a fun ass game. I miss when Sega made systems because they had some really good games that they would make for their systems. Like they make good games as a third party now for the big systems, but I feel like it's not the same. I feel like when they made systems for themselves, they were very innovative.
There's a new one. There's a new Fantasy Star Online, but it's
I tried that. Are you talking about the second one, or
nah,
even newer
there's like
one?
a new
like
one.
a third one.
I guess you can call it that. It's like another free to play new high end graphics action.
I had tried
whatever.
the second one, and it was cool for a second.
Nah,
but
I know what you're talking
think,
about. It's not
I
that.
think that first magic, I think they just can't recapture it. I think it's gone.
The thing is, it was the game too, but it wasn't just that. It was a community, all of us playing together. What do you say, nifty? That's what we're looking for.
Trendy. It was trendy at the time.
I don't know, whatever. That shit was fun. I know that.
Yeah.
And we used to play that all the time, and we always. I think that's probably the second or third time we brought this up on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, it was a really good time. It was really good. Just to show you how long ago that game was, it was dial up when we played
it was dial up internet. I forgot about
it was
that.
dial up. It was towards the end of it dying that it got broadband, but in the beginning we was all on like AOL and all that to play.
Yeah. That's a long time
for
ago.
sure.
And I'm showing our age.
But that's all that's going on with me, bro. Y'all ask me this, or whoever's on the pod all the time. Like, look at me like I'm very interested to know what you be doing. I'll be like, shit, nothing. Everybody think I be doing a bunch of exciting stuff. Them days is over, bro.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the exciting shit, man. Let's talk about these women. You was talking about women's basketball.
Oh my God.
Dang. The look was like, hey, bro, my wife is watching this. What are you talking about?
Nah, I mean, what's funny shit about that is I do get into like women versus men philosophical talk with her.
Yeah.
It gets interesting because sometimes I'll come up with a take that I think is all right. This is surefire. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be like, yeah, but, and I'm like, damn, she's right. So it's good to bounce that off them sometimes. Sometimes y'all know what y'all talking about.
I'm glad you say that.
I said sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes
that
it's
part.
1 out of 10. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Say that again.
Sometimes it could be 1 out of 10. Mm-hmm. So don't get too high on yourself.
Yeah. Is that audio working in your headphones? You hear them? No, I'm just playing.
Nah. So the women's college basketball. So
I'm just going to jump out there and say it, man. Excuse my language, ladies. These bitches is doing it better than the niggas.
damn, nigga. Okay.
Respectfully.
Respect.
I couldn't name you more than 3 niggas in college ball, but I can name you a dozen in women's.
Bro, the thing is, it's like a new frontier. So like, really, when you watch the women's game of basketball, I wouldn't go as far as to say they're more athletic, but there's a lot more passion, and they're like really playing out there. Whereas you kind of watch the men, yeah, they can do more athletically or whatever, but I just don't feel like they really care.
The women just have more swagger in college ball.
That too.
Like they're all like these women are all over social media. They're doing posts, they're rapping, they're doing all kinds of stuff. The guys, they're not doing anything.
Even if they were, would we care? That's the thing.
With the guys,
yeah, because they don't know. We didn't seen all this before. If a bunch of dudes start rapping, I mean, how many?
I mean, I ain't saying they got to
basketball
rap, but they had some swag. Like when Kyrie was in college, he had some swag. JJ Redick was in college, he had some swag. But these niggas right here, they ain't got no swag. The only college ball player they talking about is trash, and that's Bronny James. So I mean,
yeah, I was looking at his stats. He about to go pro. I'm like, what? Only because you Bronny James.
Well, he said he's only gonna go. And we're going to circle back to the women, but real quick on Bronny. He said he's only going to go pro, I guess, if he can't get to a good college team and be the guy. He wants to be the Iverson and be the captain.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah,
it sounds like y'all think he not.
I was going to say I think he's got the talent.
All right.
I think he's got the talent, and I think he's good. What I think is going on, I think he's scared. And why I think he's scared? I think he's scared because remember when he had that little cardiac arrest? Mm-hmm. I think he's scared from going too hard because of that. Because we've never been in that position. I don't know what it's like to be playing basketball and then collapse. That would probably scare me. Like, wait, I don't trust myself. Can I run this fast? It's just like, D Rose was like the most explosive player in basketball. Then he blew out his knee 2 times, and it's like now he be just
change his game up a lot.
Yeah, like you don't be running it. He can still do all that stuff, but bro, you scared. Like you blow your knee out, you blow your knee out. So your heart fail. So I think he's got the talent. I think he's just scared to push himself. But
you say so.
But then it also circles back to this. If you're scared to push yourself, do you really think going to the NBA is the thing to do?
I mean, NBA is soft right now, so
but it's way more fast paced. Like it's gonna be, you're gonna be running, your heart's gonna be pumping for sure. And then you have to look. Your dad's LeBron. What you think is gonna happen when you get in there? He about to catch some elbows. Any LeBron haters, anytime he goes against a LeBron hater, they're gonna put him on his ass.
It ain't even got to be about a hater, just a way to get in his head.
It's just like when remember when LeVar was talking all that shit, big baller brand. Yeah. Then as soon as was it Lonzo Ball? As soon as Lonzo Ball got in there, very first game, Patrick Beverly bitched this nigga. Like he turned him into a puppy. Like he was out there in his face the whole game, bumping him, cussing him out, like everything. Yeah, welcome to the new world. It's going to be 10 times worse than that for Bronny.
Okay. We're back to the women's basketball.
So back to the women's basketball. So the women's championship did just end. Yeah. Congratulations to South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Hometown.
What are they called?
The Gamecocks.
Gamecocks. Yes. Wow. It's a hell of a name. Are they the Lady Gamecocks or just Gamecocks?
They're just the Gamecocks. It's in South Carolina, Columbia.
And they was undefeated this year, right?
Yeah, perfect season. Mm-hmm. So where does that name come from, Gamecocks?
That is a question that I cannot answer.
Sure, we can look it up.
I just know that, the Gamecocks and Clemson are like the top schools in South Carolina. So
gotcha.
Everybody knows who they are.
I would say the Gamecock, if we're talking about that, is probably like a different kind of chicken, one that you actually hunt for game and not the ones you just have in the pen and slaughter for, drumsticks. That's just a guess. And y'all tell us out there.
First of all, those aren't cocks. Those are buffaloes. Buffalo wings. I'm just playing.
Oh my God.
Stupid. So I guess, this is kind of, it goes hand in hand with the Bronny thing. So, obviously right now everybody is Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Talking about she's the greatest to ever do it. Mm-hmm. This is her second year back-to-back losing in the championship. Mm-hmm. She's leaving college with no rings. Mm-hmm. Can you have 0 rings and be considered the best player ever?
Yes.
Really?
Just like how you can have 7 rings.
No, forget about the number of them. I'm just saying you could be considered the best and never achieve the best thing in that sport, which is a championship.
It's a team sport, bro.
I understand it's a team sport.
And they ran up against
the greatest players all have a ring.
South Carolina, sorry. And then last year they ran up against LSU, who was high. They barely got past them this time.
There's only one player that I think has stood the test of time without a ring, and that's Barry Sanders.
As being one of the greats without a ring? It's damn real.
Not one of the greats, like the great. Like you can say,
the great,
like in his position. Talking about not the best football, but I'm just saying running back.
I got you.
Like most people will say,
yeah, he's in the conversation.
You go up to anybody. Barry Sanders is in top 3.
Yeah,
I don't know which order he's going to be, but he's going to be in the top 3.
As soon as you say he ain't got no rings, they're all going to tell you to shut your ass up.
Exactly. So do you think that she's Barry Sanders of college ball?
I mean, that's what they think right now.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, do I think so?
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't hide behind the media.
She good. No, she good. She be balling. Yeah. But I don't know, man. That's hard to say she's the best ever. And you can be the best without getting championships, but I think your resume's got to be long for that. And her shit is short.
Well, no, her college resume is, we're just talking about a college player.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't obviously gone to the pros yet. But as a college player, she's the LeBron now, the most points ever scored in, NCAA, whether men or women. But, with them saying that she's the greatest, I think they kind of jumped the gun on that. I think they should have waited to see if she can get a ring. Because I think without the ring, it's real hard. Because I feel like you disrespect everybody before her. you got these women that came in there and dominated. There's some women that went 3 years back to back, getting championships, MVPs, and then they went to the pro level and still got more rings. This girl has.
So they crown her before, it's like LeBron crowning her before she got in.
Exactly.
I guess my question is like, what makes her so special? Because I see Ice Cube offering $5 million for her to go into.
She's a draw. Right now, she's a draw.
Marketability. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Because I was like, I saw a picture and it's like 3 of them, and I'm like, okay, what makes her like the top dog that everybody is going after?
White America loves
Well,
her.
she shoots like Curry, and she's white. Let's just call it what it is. Right now, being a shooter is in.
I guess I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I guess it's her personality a little bit more humble than the Angela Reese type person.
It wouldn't matter.
This year, she's a little more humble.
Yeah,
last year she was extra cocky.
Last year she was talking shit. That's why old girl had to put her in her place.
Okay.
This year she was a little more humble, but it wouldn't matter. Because even if she did talk shit, they'd be like, oh, she's passionate. She really loves the game. Not like how they do to our people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, this year she was media trained for sure. Like I watched some of her post-game conferences. I'm like, okay, look who was coached. She had all the right things to say. But last year, she was mid-game in front of girls like, you can't mess with this. Like,
she had up on people on the sideline, all that shit.
And then she ran into LSU.
Nah,
Angel Reese got in that ass. Angel Reese was like, where it at? Where it at? You talking that big talk? Where your ring? You know, I mean, she did just beat LSU, so she got revenge in that way. But both of them are declaring for the WNBA, but only one of them has the ring. I think these two are going to be a rivalry going forward. I like that they're both going into the draft the same year. I think that makes it better that way.
Who do you think will be better in the WNBA?
Because of Caitlin's game, she'll be better. If we were in like a post type of game still, I would say Angel. But because we're in a shooting type of a basketball era now, Caitlin for sure. And she's got handles. She's got handles for sure. But Angel's no slouch. Like Angel could ball, but she ain't got the shooting ability like Caitlin Clark does. Caitlin Clark is over here doing step back threes and shit like.
Yeah, she
that's what I'm saying. She's nasty with it. She over here averaging like 5-6 threes a game, which is pretty good for a college player.
And she not like a layup queen either. So
yeah, and she's a good passer too. I think she was averaging like about 10 assists throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, so all that to say, she's definitely a good player, but we gonna see.
But the best,
it's
kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, and there's a lot of legendary players come before this that didn't get the same kind of same kind of shine that the spotlight wasn't on women's basketball back then. So
I would say let's see how she does the first 2 years in the pro level, because she's going to get drafted to Indiana and they're trash. So if they're not able to do something, is she really that great? Because Las Vegas Aces, when they were trash, they went and drafted my girl, and now they done won 2 championships.
I don't know. He made a really good comment when you were saying, like, is she that girl because she don't have no rings? But he said it's a team sport. So, I mean,
it is a team sport.
Sucks, and then you put her on there by herself, she could do well, but it doesn't mean that she could carry an entire.
But that's what she just did.
We have seen players do that, though. So
No. But that's what she just did with. She's in Iowa, playing for Iowa. That team is trash. She dragged them bums to the championship. So if you good, you can get there.
Yeah, but
at the end of the day, you still got to finish it. You got to get that ring.
But you can't do it alone. We've seen that. We've seen people try, and nobody really has. I mean, who has? Like the closest thing was LeBron, but even he couldn't pull it off. Still had to have Kyrie in there.
What you mean? The first one? When he was with the Cavs with Kyrie and them? Well, he had 2 before that. He had the 2 in Miami.
Yeah, the first one with the Cavs,
Yeah. Well, he remember he dragged the Cavs
them to the playoffs a bunch of times.
And then he got swept in finals by the Spurs. I remember that.
I'm saying you can't drag a team and win 2. You might be able to drag their punk asses to the playoffs, but you're not going to be able to win it. We've seen it. That's what I'm saying. Not even LeBron was able to pull that off. Somebody has to come in and help.
Yeah.
So is there anybody on Indiana?
I mean, there's people there. Is there anybody like noteworthy? No.
Okay.
But they got something to build around now. So all these good pieces.
I mean, they should just go. If it was me, I would go the Popovich Spurs route. You got the best player in a Wembanyama type of level. Mm-hmm. Be trash again. Get another good pick, and now you got at least 2 good players. And now try and go to the next level, because you don't want to be like how the Blazers were for the longest. You had Dame, but you weren't good enough to win a championship, but you weren't bad enough for a lottery pick, and you just was always in the middle of the pack.
Yep.
And that's why he wasted all those good years over there.
But Dame he's just gonna drop another album. He's probably the best basketball rapper, I would say. Who do you think basketball player rapper was better?
I mean, it's already been proven. Shaq. He's got multiple platinum albums, and
I said better, not more successful.
And he was spitting. He was don't sleep on Shaq.
I was alive. I know,
there. But he was spitting.
That's my age group. Nigga.
He was spitting. Now I get it.
I remember hook.
Dame today, he does sound like the Kendrick of basketball rap, but Shaq was spitting though.
I always thought Shaq was just alright. I never was like that was hard. I was like, okay.
Nah, he had a couple hard things. I didn't like his rapping when like the play rap. I didn't like his play rap, like when shit like Kazam and all that. That shit was corny. But like his album shit, like the street shit, that shit was kind of dope.
Yeah, I just thought it was all right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, Dame's up there for sure. So I guess since we're talking about rap, let's we poked at this a little bit last week. Pause. But
this nigga this pause game, bro.
Listen, man. I'm sorry. No Diddy.
Even worse.
No Diddy. So last time we were on the pod, we talked about it a little bit, but not in the great detail. So, are you familiar with the Kendrick, J. Cole, and all that riff going on right now? So, so that Future Metro Boomin album came out, and Kendrick had a feature on there called Like That, and he came out and basically pulled no punches. He threw the first jab, and he connected on everybody's forehead.
Yeah, hard jab.
Pop J. Cole, and what's it been? Maybe 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Since 2 weeks or so since it's been released, and J. Cole did a surprise album. Might delete later.
Mm-hmm. And then dropped his own diss track, which I don't even remember what it was called. Oh, 7 Minute Drill.
7 Minute Drill.
It was very...
Which is apparently a military term.
Mid.
Oh, you had a little military background?
Yeah. So I heard it, and I'm not a huge J. Cole listener. I'm not a huge Kendrick listener. But when I heard Kendrick's, I felt like it was like, okay, yeah.
The aggression was
there. It's all in there.
Okay, let's get it, bro.
Right? He's coming for your head. Like, what are you going to do? And then Kendrick, J. Cole came out, and it was just kind of like, and then I've been hearing the same thing that you guys are saying as far as like, people don't like it. And the album, they're like, you should delete that shit later. Like,
no, delete that shit now.
I only really like one song off the album. We'll get into the album next.
Oh, man.
But the diss track was real mid. It was like, he was like complimenting them while he was dissing them. Like I don't really want to do this, but if I'm here's
then
something,
don't do
like,
it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It was a lob. It was real weak. It's like he didn't really want to. And I honestly, personally, I think he fucked it up, because we were talking earlier whether or not Drake will get in this. And I think by Cole jumping in first, Drake kind of can't. Because now it's like them ganging up on him like they need to, and Drake's ego and pettiness won't allow that.
Drake needs to jump in. Apparently, Jermaine needs the help.
So, do you think that they should have did one together if they was going to respond? Or
if they did one together, then Kendrick would have had to get somebody, and that wouldn't have been good.
Okay.
After hearing this Jermaine Cole diss, I think Kendrick could take them both on by himself.
Maybe he could, but that shit. They boys or whatever, I guess. And J. Cole ain't really. I don't know. He really like that. I sat there and if this nigga Kendrick can drop just one verse, it had us going crazy. You drop a whole song, and everyone's like, eh. It's funny shit, because didn't Joe Budden say, before this even happened, said, hey, if you come out with this buddy rap shit, you gonna get smoked. And as sure as what he did, like, hey man, you're my friend, but and then he said some stupid shit.
Nigga, the gloves is off. Like, this is a battle.
So I guess my question is, where did the beef come between these two? Like,
there's not really a beef. Kendrick has got a huge ego and thinks he's the best, and hates being mentioned that these other people are even as good as him, let alone better. So he keep coming out with shit like, hold up, motherfuckers, I'm the best.
You know what this diss that Jermaine did for me? It solidified that Kendrick was better than both of them. Because I was on the fence before I heard this diss that, nah, nigga, J. Cole right there with you, my nigga. Because J. Cole has been slowly like this, just building.
I didn't think so from the get. Why? Because if you listen, J. Cole is a wordsmith. He can flip shit or whatever. Mm-hmm. But being aggressive and talking that shit, like that's never really been his thing.
But he hasn't been tested. So without knowing that, his rap albums have been good. Like he's been barring up. You know, he's got some classics.
Some great features and all that.
But, yeah, and let's not even talk about the features. Like, what he was doing the features is what Kendrick has been doing the features. That's why I'm like, yo, these guys is like, they them. But now that he dropped this diss track, and you can't even really call it a diss track because I feel like I come from the era where, like, niggas used to go up to Hot 97 and Flex would be dropping bombs on some crazy shit that would have niggas ready to grab guns and go up to the radio station. This shit that he just did, like, what is this? It's this kumbaya rap battle shit. Like,
yeah. It's like he walked. It's almost like two niggas about to fight in the street, but one of the dudes I've heard. You better stop or I'm gonna fuck you up. Like that's what that shit sounds like.
I've heard harder bars on Wildin' Out.
Oh man.
You know what? You right.
And that is play. That's like Nickelodeon shit.
It is.
But they do be on there saying some
not
shit
play
like
that though. No Diddy.
They do.
I got
like
you.
that'll have you like, oh my god, did he just say that?
Exactly. And then Jermaine, I can't even call him J. Cole. He's just Jermaine until he comes with some shit.
I don't think he wanted to. He didn't want to. I think that's
why he shouldn't have did it.
Yeah,
like
he wasn't committed.
You've spent all this time killing all these 16s, all these features you've been on. You've been dropping all. What was the last one? The Fall Off or something like that? Or
I think that's what the next one is called.
Yeah, the next one, Fall Off or whatever. The one before that, you drop it, and and you've been getting all this acclaim. Like you've been setting the standard for yourself. Mm-hmm. You cannot. Once you set the standard for yourself, you cannot come with trash.
So do y'all think that he was better off just not saying anything
Absolutely.
at all? Because it's kind of like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Everybody was waiting on him to say something, and then if he didn't say something...
So here's my thing.
What do you do?
He did a playful jab on First Person Shooter, right? Listen to First Person Shooter. Now listen to this diss track. Which one sounds better? First Person Shooter was lit from top to bottom. The beat was nice. The bars were nice. Like, that was Drake's song, and Jermaine cleaned him up on that song.
Yeah.
When that song came out, niggas was talking about, Drake, why are you even on your song? Like, that's how... That was J. Cole.
He had to switch the beat after the song to make it more hits.
Yeah, he had to, I'm about to, he had to figure it out. But that was J. Cole. This shit, might delete later, delete now. That's Jermaine.
Have you heard that whole album yet?
Yeah.
So that
I'm not gonna lie, I went straight to the diss track first,
okay.
But I did while
I've listened to it twice, and I only really like that Pie song with Absol and Daylit.
Daylight. Yeah.
That is hard.
Yeah. So
everything else,
but you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? He just set a standard, and you telling me he just dropped a 12-track project, and you like one song.
The rest of them can play while I'm like not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's like doing his wordsmithy stuff. It's just, I think what's worse, I think what really got me is I heard the diss track first. And so now I'm disappointed in J. Cole mode.
Yeah.
So now I'm listening to him with disappointed ears, and then listening to him talk kind of hard. He always got some good lines. He always got some good word flips and all that. But I'm just like disappointed. Like you gotta come better than this, bro. And I think the track wasn't aggressive enough, and that's the reason why Kendrick stuff was better, because even the beat itself was aggressive. Mm-hmm. And then on First Person Shooter, the first beat anyway, also was aggressive, so he had him like going in.
Yeah.
But these other ones is like,
and that's what you have, and that's what you have to be in a rap battle. Like,
so what did he say in First Person Shooter that got Kendrick to even or say something?
Well, we know what offended him the most was the big three line. He was saying which one
in the beginning. In the beginning, they was talking about the big three, but then later in that song, he was basically saying there's only two goats towards the end, and he was saying it's me and Drake pointing at each other. So you would just basically brought up all three of y'all and then excluded Kendrick. Mm-hmm. So you woke him up out of his slumber, and that's what I like that. Yeah. That's where that came from.
Yeah, he came out like we all the line that everybody says, "Fuck the big three, niggas, just me." Now that is aggressive ass line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that line, when he said that, I was like, okay.
Yeah, like you
He's
can't.
not here to play.
You can't.
I even
be
had
play,
to look
play.
him up and be like, it's giving. I said, I told him, I was like, this is giving Gemini energy. And then I came in and I was like, you know what? I Googled and he's a Gemini. I was like, it's giving that.
And then he was doing the sound effects to let you know that this was a shot. He's like, nigga, bum. Like, that was a shot, motherfucker.
No, he was calling a bum. He was saying bum. Like,
no, that bum sound is that's
Jamaican. It might be a double play. He might be doing the gunshot and calling them niggas a bum. Because he would say something, he'd be like, that nigga bum. But yeah, man, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that shit was just.
But you know what really fucks it up for us? And you know what I'm about to say. Me and this nigga together listened to Ether for the first time together. We remember this. To this day, there's nothing like it. And people bring it up now. The first fucking thing is just, fuck Jay-Z. We knew what this shit was about.
Fuck Jay-Z.
Then the nigga just went in. And that's why I think the next closest thing to Ether is probably Story added on, where fucking Push, like, fucking murked Drake. Drake ain't even reply.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
But that caused a lot of storms and people was getting paid money to come up with shit. Niggas just talking about violence and shit. So I get that I don't think there's that kind of beef between them. I really think this is I'm the best and you not the best kind of beef. I think Drake is the nigga who'll get petty and be trying to do some shit.
Yeah.
But I genuinely don't think that Drake's gonna jump in it now, only because Cole dropped that shit and fucked it up. So now Drake's just gonna let him languish.
No, that's why I think if Cole would have bodied him, I think Drake doesn't say anything. Now, since everybody's Kendrick this, Kendrick that, oh, he bodied J. Cole, Drake, you might as well not even say nothing. Because if you had asked anybody in the very beginning, out of the three, who would have the weakest one, out of those three, you probably would have been leaning Drake.
Yeah.
I would not. I wasn't. I was leading Cole from the beginning. I knew his battle shit was going to be weak. He ain't never really done it.
Yeah.
And even his battle shit,
none
in
of them.
between his little wannabe battle lines, then he goes into generic word flip you can put on any fucking song, and then he say some shit. I knew that's what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Plus, we seen Drake battle. We seen Drake talk his shit. So I had evidence of both Kendrick, and Drake talking their shit. Cole, I ain't really had that. And if he uses the same skill set,
you had a piece of it. Because a first-person shooter, that wasn't a direct jab.
Did you really
and look
count
how
that, though?
no, you do because
I didn't even ask y'all what did he say. Like,
no, you do because it was a jab. It was a jab. It wasn't a direct hit, but it was a jab, and it sounded hard. It was good.
It was more like a mention and an exclusion.
That's what
it was
starting to smoke. It was starting a little fire at the camp. It wasn't a blazing fire, but you started some smoke. And I was like, okay, Cole, because I was like, I didn't even know Cole was about that. So, I mean, if you take first person shooter out of it, I'm like, okay.
But see, that's
Drake,
all the evidence you got. Drake has a couple albums.
Drake got back to back.
And he got songs on his regular albums where he just talking shit about niggas all the time, even though he don't put a name on the bullet. But
I knocked Drake down a notch when he didn't respond to Push, and
but that makes him up one. So like if we look like, so he got 2 songs on was that Meek, right? But then he got smoked, so now he got 1.
No,
J. Cole got
nothing. But you're talking about old Drake. You have to remember he's been just getting. He's in my eyes, Drake has been just going like this, a steady decline. Not only did he duck and dodge Pusha, look at his last few albums. They have been trash. They've been just getting worse.
I mean, you can only be a genius for so fucking long, nigga. But when he added that extra 5-pack at the end of this shit, we got into that Drake bag we wanted. Like, I don't know if you listened to that shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was a cool little EP. But them five tracks ain't saved that whole 30-track project for me.
Yeah, but that was him. If he wanted to get in that bag and do that, he could. But it's almost like this nigga Drake is kind of like Andre 3000 nigga. He's just bored now. He's just bored and doing shit. Let me try some shit. Let me throw some shit at the wall and see if it sticks. And if it does, I really am that nigga because I'm not even trying. Like that's the kind of shit that nigga is on. These other 2 dudes, they actually still kind of got something to prove. Kendrick
doesn't have anything to prove.
He thinks he got something to prove, and that's what matters.
Kendrick has nothing to prove.
He thinks he does.
No, he doesn't.
If he wouldn't have dropped that line. He would specifically wouldn't have said,
he dropped that line because he's supposed to. He's an MC at the end of the day.
He could have left that alone, bro. Niggas have subliminal shot at them all the time. This shit's about his ego. The only reason why he even talking about this shit because he does not like the fact that they even mentioned this nigga as being as good as him, let alone better.
Okay, when I say he has nothing to prove, I'm talking about from his album work is what I'm saying. He has nothing to prove. You could probably say that all of Kendrick's albums are classics.
I will give you that.
You can't say that about. You can't say that from those guys. You can't say that every Drake project and every J. Cole project is a classic.
Drake's got like 10.
I know, but what I'm saying is you cannot definitively say that those are probably all classics.
But we can take 4 and make it match.
True.
We can take 4 of those 10 and say,
give me 4. I'll beat them with all 4 Kendricks.
Views from no. See, what we're saying is which ones are classics, right? How many? Classics?
But what I'm saying is
we can pick 4 of Drake's 10 albums and say he got
Kendrick's 4 beats any of their 4s, any of them. Not even close. Not even close.
Drake's is close, bro. There's some classic shit in there for me.
Let's go. Fire it off.
I said fucking Views.
Okay.
Scorpion was actually pretty fucking dope. Take Care. And if you're reading this, it's too late. That shit blew the fucking
So
internet
let me stop you right there. So that's 4. That's your top Drake 4?
We just naming 4.
No.
The nigga got mad albums.
Okay. So
those are the ones that came to my head. Those 4.
So if you're reading this, that's too late. That one is tainted. Get that out of here.
How was that tainted?
Quentin Miller wrote that one. Remember that was all the controversy with that?
He wrote the whole album.
His name's attached to most of the songs.
I think he wrote some concepts and shit on there, but he definitely didn't write all the niggas' verses. Plus, all this music and all, I never really took stock in that because most of these niggas, Drake could write every verse, but if he didn't write the hook and produce the beat and he copied some other shit, mad niggas' names isn't that shit. Can you really still say he made that song? Can you say that about anybody? True. No.
What are you talking about? You talking about the beat?
Somebody's in the studio with you and you say, yeah, I'm finna get it like this. Yeah, and another guy says, nah, I say, I'm finna get it like this. Writer's credit. He's in the writer's credit. That's how simple it is. No bullshit.
Oh, I understand. I understand how that works. The production credits and the writing credits. But what I'm saying to you is there any smut on Kendrick's name about any writing credit? Is there any smut on J. Cole's name for any writing credit? No, it's only on Drake. It's for that. It's mainly around that album because if you go back and you look at the credits, Quentin Miller's on all that shit. So that's a bad. All I'm saying is that one. All I'm saying is that one is a bad look.
I would say the people don't care either way.
The people, sure, but people that like myself that are like into rap and used to rap, yeah, I look at that. It's a stain.
I think everybody's giving Kendrick all the credit he needs. He should get. I think Cole's getting too much, and Drake's not getting enough.
I think the only thing that Drake is beating Kendrick in,
besides everything.
What is he beating him in?
Every stat and category you can possibly come up for success in any way.
I'm not looking
We're
at
not
that.
looking at numbers.
But it's the truth.
I'm not looking at the numbers.
And it's like by a lot, bro. You can put Kendrick and J. Cole together, and they ain't even half a Drake shit.
And Bill Russell got all them rings, and don't nobody talk about him being top 10. But let's go on.
Top 10?
Exactly. Nobody talks about Bill Russell being top 10, and he got 11 rings. So what are we talking about?
It's old NBA, though.
Okay.
And when this nigga had 11 rings, we start talking about Jordan in the ring 15 years later. It ain't the same shit. But anyway, moving on.
You're bringing up numbers. I'm just talking about bars. Let's keep it on rap.
You have to.
Drake is a pop star.
Yes, who's still considered. We still talking about him as one of the top 3, but he's a top star. He's a pop star. No one ever says Drake can't rap. No one ever says this nigga ain't got bars.
But what I'm saying is, let's just keep it in rap, though. Let's just keep it in rap.
We are.
When you start talking about accolades,
saying that you have to.
When you start talking about the accolades,
I'm
and
also
the stats,
saying that you have.
He's
to.
a pop star. You talking about a man? What he just made, like a dance album? What was that shit? Honestly, never mind, or something like that.
That's why I say Kendrick gets all the credit he should. J. Cole get too much, and Drake don't get enough. Because what you're saying right here. Now, suddenly, sales and stuff don't matter. And I'm saying you almost have to say it don't matter so these other niggas we can even talk about them. Because if we take...
I'm not talking about the sales, though.
Exactly.
I'm just talking about the product. I'm just talking about the body of the work.
Me too. That is sales is part of it.
Right.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
If your work ain't good, niggas not buying it, bro. You keep forgetting that shit. Niggas is not buying your trash.
What are you talking about? All of Kendrick's albums are platinum.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
You acting like if you put both of their sales together, they still not even half.
Because Drake is a pop star. This nigga came in the game doing R&B.
And what you're trying to do is take all that away and say that don't count when it absolutely does count.
I'm not saying it doesn't count.
You did though. You said
I'm saying let's focus on the albums.
That's like talking about fucking what's light skinned old boy named shoot all them threes. What's that nigga name?
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
That's like talking about Steph Curry as one of the greatest, but take out the threes. Take out the threes, he's just a regular player. Why the fuck would you do that when that's part of who he is? Drake's album sales and his success is part of what he does. To take that out,
take out the
and to
threes?
say, "Oh, we're only going to talk about rap." And then I'm saying you kind of have to because your boys ain't got no chance if you leave all that. I fully
support his semantics at this. I mean, it makes sense to me.
You're taking out a core part of a person's success and say, take that part out. You can't do that. You can't make his sales and his success irrelevant. You can't do that.
I'm not making it irrelevant.
Okay, what do you do?
led with let's talk. I just said it. Line up Kendrick's best 4 beats any of their best 4 albums, and then you went into sales.
What is that? No, I named 4 albums, and you start going into writing. Look, I'm just saying, if we talking about just 4, again, I can throw that out there that we can just pick 4 of Drake's 10, 12 albums, and we can put them up, just 4 of them,
right?
And to say he's got that many,
but you didn't even mention his top 4. That's why I started, and that's why I started.
Didn't I name 4 albums? That was my top 4. Boom, those right there for me. Other people may disagree. Okay. Especially with the Scorpion one. I really like Scorpion. Some people didn't like Scorpion, but I really like that one. To me, that was his last good album.
I won't argue with you there. and that didn't even need to be a double album. That was too many tracks. There was a lot of skips on that album. He could have took the best songs and made it one album.
Yeah, but everybody do that, bro.
I know. And just trying to get them streams. But some would say that... I forgot the name of the album. It's the shit where his head against a blue background in the clouds. Oh, that's one of his top albums. I forgot what it's called.
I don't know the name of that one either, but I know what you're talking about.
It's fuck.
Actually, that is one of my favorites.
That's what I'm saying. Because you didn't name that one.
I can't remember the name of it.
And then you also didn't name.
That's the one with Wu-Tang Forever and all that shit.
Yeah. Worst Behavior, all them kind of songs. But you also didn't name his mixtape that put him on the map. The So Far Gone.
I hated that. I thought and back then I thought Drake was trash.
Okay,
that was back when they was doing hashtag rap. I hated hashtag rap, and young niggas like Drake's the best rapper ever. And I was listening to this rap. I was like, he's alright, but he's gotten a lot better since then.
Yeah, no argument there. He's definitely improved for sure.
You're arguing that Kendrick is
I mean, that's not even an argument. It's not even an argument.
Not an argument for you. But like I said, my stance is Kendrick is great. And the reason why I think Kendrick is great is not just because of his lyricism, but the actual content of what he raps about is like thought-provoking, especially this last album, but even the other stuff.
This is why Kendrick is beating them when it comes to making music. He is taking his time to perfect his craft. These guys are just dropping whatever. And that...
I think you say that for Drake.
And that you say that for J. Cole now because he did that dumb shit that might delete later.
This was planned. He's getting back in the studio. This is why the beats is a little weak here. I think it's him getting back to producing his own stuff again, and he's just word flipping. And we don't want to hear that. For me. That's what
we don't want to hear it just because it's trash. Let's just call it what it is. You just said you like one song off a 12-track project.
Yeah, but it's. The songs to me are empty word flipping.
He was just rapping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It reminds me of the 90s when songs used to come out and they would put a title because the nigga said it somewhere in that song.
You cannot build yourself into a position and drop trash like that, especially when you have a so-called diss talking shit about the shit he releases. Nigga, listen to what you just released. Nigga, that shit is trash. How you gonna say this nigga shit is trash and look what you just released?
That was trash.
Super trash.
That Pie song was dope though. And not even just him, because Daylight and fucking Ab-Soul killing it for the first half of that song.
And then look,
he could have not been on that. To be totally honest.
I was gonna say, and let's use your semantics. Now take Ab-Soul and Daylight off. Now that album is like we breaking weed up on it. That's not if it's a CD.
Yeah, now it's just a dope beat.
You know what I'm saying?
Take them off because the way they was going.
And he
back
didn't
and
even
forth,
make that beat. Daylight made that beat.
Damn.
See what I'm saying? Take them two off it. You don't even have that song no more.
So are there? Okay. You said you listened to it too. Is there any songs on there that you like?
None.
None. Not one.
Because here's the thing.
You didn't like that?
No. That song was all right. But here's the thing. It's just like how you said when you listen to the diss track first and then you went and listened to the album. For me, when I listen to a trash album, even if you have one or two good songs on there, because I had to hear all this bullshit, it already downplayed everything else. And now I'm not even going to go back to any of this. Like, I'm not going to go back. Like how you say you listen to it twice, he's never going to get twice.
I got the second. I always do the second listen through to be sure that this is trash.
Yeah.
So like, first time I was like, dude, I was not feeling that. Let me listen to it again.
Yeah.
I listened. Actually, on the way over here, I just finished listening to it. And I getting out the truck, coming in here, shaking my head like,
and then
that shit was not good.
And then that's another thing. You know, I got to circle back to Kendrick again. Mm-hmm. All of Kendrick's releases, except for To Pimp a Butterfly, I liked them on the first listen.
The Pimp a Butterfly, that one grew on me. At first,
it grew on me. I
kind of was like, this is all over
on
the
the
place,
first listen, the other three, fire.
Oh, and then that Untitled album that was supposed to be his throwaways. The throwaway shit was classic.
So that's a good comparison. That Untitled shit is basically this might delete later shit. And
don't do that. That's disrespectful to Untitled, bro.
No, I'm saying that's like a similar. It's something you just put out real quick.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like, and that shit is. We ain't even gonna talk. It's that much better. Like,
nah, that Untitled shit.
Exactly. It was a throwaway.
It wasn't even mastered.
It was his Nas lost tapes, and it was fire.
That shit was fire.
And then now to bring the ball back to Drake, like you said, his last good album was Scorpion, and it wasn't even his best album. Scorpion, in my opinion, is probably like maybe his third or fourth best release.
Yeah.
And his top 3 releases were before that. Scorpion came out pandemic. We are now almost 5 years removed from the pandemic, damn near.
Scorpion came out before the pandemic. Scorpion came out like 2018, I think, 2019. It was before the pandemic.
Well, yeah. When that, if it wasn't for that, what's that song Shiggy had everybody listening to?
Kiki, if
it wasn't for that song, I'm going to be honest with you. Scorpion might not have sold that many units. It was all because of that song. That song, because think about it. What other single was on there? That Jeopardy music about to run out.
Sure was. I'm thinking to myself like, okay, I know what songs I like.
Yeah, I know a couple. There? I know a couple B-sides I like on there. But what other singles was on there? That was it.
Nice for What.
Oh, you're right. There you go, and that's it. But Nice for What came out way before the album came out.
You're right.
So that's what I'm saying. By the time the album came out, there was a song on there. Supposedly, it's with Michael Jackson. It didn't. It didn't sound like him, but maybe it was. I don't even believe none of this shit with AI now. But
it was
supposedly it was with Michael. Supposedly it was with Michael Jackson. That was supposed to be the first single or the second single, since Nice for What was the first. That was supposed to be the second single. That shit got released to the radio, and that shit did nothing.
You know why? Because it wasn't a good song, bro.
That shit was trash.
It was not
trash.
a good song.
And they were scrambling for another single to release.
Put out After Dark.
And they didn't know what to put out. Yeah. But then
put out
here comes Shiggy doing the little dance to that the Kiki shit. What do you call it? What's that shit called? I forget even know what the name of the song is.
I don't know
but
either.
See what I'm saying? This is because of the TikTok and shit. The reason that song even blew up because of Shiggy.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that song, that album would have flopped. Because Nice for What? That was a dope song.
That was big, yeah.
But that song came out way before that album came out. It was like maybe 6 months before the album came out. Yeah.
There's a couple songs that should have been a single that wasn't.
No, listen.
After Dark, Ice Blue Tint,
I like a few songs on there.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm talking about singles. Because, the shit that we like is not the shit that America likes.
No, that's what I mean. Like songs that could have been singles because they was catchy.
Yeah.
Like we said, After Dark and Ice Blue Tint with was that Future? Future on that with him? I think it was.
It might have been.
Yeah. That one probably could have went off. They chose that Michael Jackson shit probably because it was Michael Jackson, but that shit was trash.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's why I'm disappointed in Drake. That was his like fourth best release, and that was 4 or 5 years ago, and now he's had so many releases since, and them shits have been
the
trash.
Man had a slump, but that doesn't mean he's not great.
What you mean he had a slump? He's still slumping. He ain't dropped nothing. He ain't dropped nothing since.
He kind of don't need to at the same time either. Like, what else is it to prove? This might be good for him.
I want him to. If it was me, he had said he was gonna stop. Remember before Joe Budden said all that shit, which got him to go back and release that little thing. Yeah. But he said he was gonna take a break. I want him to take a break. Go find something else to do.
Yeah, go
get away from music, because you know what it is. Shit. You've made too much music in this span of time. Like now, I think your creative juices are drying up. Like go get some inspiration somewhere. The nigga's worth $1 billion. He don't got no inspiration.
Girls.
He can get any woman that he wants. He can go anywhere he wants. He can buy anything he wants to buy. What inspiration does he have? He has none. He has no inspiration, and it's reflecting in the music.
I think you're right. He doesn't have enough because he's putting out music so fast. He doesn't have enough lived experience.
And then he also and then his music also has no growth to it. He is still rapping about the same shit.
That was my problem with this last album. I'm like, how old is it? This is like 36.
This is what I'm saying. Like, he's still rapping about the same shit, and that's also because he's still hanging with the little niggas. He's over here with Lil Durk and all these niggas.
Yeah, my niggas stream. Like, what? Bro, my son's 14. He be have to tell me what the hell streaming is about.
Yeah.
Like,
and I get it. You want to cater to the kids because that's when you're gonna back to your semantics. That's how you're gonna get the sales because we ain't buying shit. But these little kids, they running up mommy and daddy's credit cards.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's buying anything now. They just listen to shit on Spotify.
You can still buy shit though. People are still buying. You got these people buying bundles, vinyls, bundles, all that shit.
That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's why he gets all these sales. He is catering to the younger generation, and they're the ones that are going to support it. Especially the women. The women really buy shit.
Yeah, but this last one was like, nah, this ain't it. I think he got the message. Why he sat his ass down somewhere.
What was his last album again? What was it called? I forgot already.
Oh, All the Dogs or something like that.
Oh, yeah. That is what it was called.
And then the one before it was a Certified Lover Boy or whatever. Didn't like that one either. There was like one or two good tracks on there.
The only recent thing that he's released that I thought was decent was the collab album with 21 Savage, Her Loss.
Oh, that was dope, yeah. Uh-huh.
But that's it.
That's because 21 was on it.
Exactly.
And they was on some shit, yeah.
Exactly. You take 21 off that, it probably don't hit the same.
Nah, definitely not. But still, man, I'm just saying, don't down Drake. And like I always say, from experience, I'm looking at it like Kendrick, yes, Drake, yes, Cole, no. When it comes to battle, and I was right.
Oh, I'm right there with you now. I'm on your bandwagon. Cole, you are a top 10 rapper. You was a top 3 rapper at one point. I'll give you top 10. You are a top 10 rapper right now.
Damn.
He took it
I ain't
from
doing
top
all that.
3 to 10. That's kind of dramatic.
He mad.
No,
he mad about that shit.
Yes, bro. You see, you just mentioned it. We come from the era of Ether and all that kind of shit, bro. I remember, Remember when it was Beans against Jadakiss? Remember when Beans did that knock yourself out beat?
Yeah.
And right at the beginning of the song, you knew it was on. Nigga said something about like fuck all the speculation and talk over nigga. Some nigga about to dig this, about the sun kiss like a soda and make Jay to the mwah, really kiss the game goodbye. And I was like, oh my God. Like he was just coming with it.
That's how they did it.
And this was like 20 years ago and I remembered that. I couldn't tell you nothing that J. Cole just said.
I just know this. I saw on the interwebs that J. Cole responded. I couldn't wait. I ran to the internet, played that shit, put the earbuds in and everything. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, we finna listen to this. And as it was playing, I was like, I didn't even bob my head.
Did I not have you was with me the first time I heard this? Because when I was like, J. Cole dropped the diss track because Twitter is my news source. So I go on, when I seen J. Cole had like 100,000 something, I was like, what the fuck? I immediately think when somebody has that much trending, I immediately think they're dead. So I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh shit, what happened to J. Cole? So as soon as I click his name, I see he dropped a surprise album and it's got a diss track on there. Nigga, the little girl in me lit up. I was like, ooh. I put that shit on. I laid there. I was just like,
Same.
What the fuck am I listening to? I was like, you can't be serious. Like, when I say the disappointment, because listen, I love Kendrick, but I love these two niggas too. So what Kendrick did, I was like, yeah, nigga, went there and hit him with the. I'm like, I know J. Cole gonna come swinging. When I heard that shit, I was so disappointed. I mean, anybody that's been listening to this podcast right now, you can tell that I was disappointed. I am big mad.
When big mad. Took him out of the top 3 to 10.
I know,
and he's barely hanging there. You know when Sonic's on the edge of the map and he's falling? That's him right now. Falling. He's hanging on to the top 10.
Damn.
That shit was bad. Because, once again, not only did he set a certain bar for himself as a rapper, Kendrick set a certain bar for the diss.
Yeah.
The response always has to beat the first one. It's just like when Jay-Z did Takeover, and that's what spawned Ether. If Ether would have been trash, first of all, Nas was already kind of on the down slope coming off of Nostradamus and all that other shit.
Yeah, his beat selection.
He was already looking kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it what it is. Ether, the fact that he came out of nowhere and bitch slapped Jay-Z, that took him to the astronomical levels.
Yeah, that shit is a fucking noun now. You got Ether.
Exactly. You got, there's only two main, Stan and Ether. Those are the two main nouns that was created in hip hop.
Yeah, so you a Stan.
Yeah, you a Stan and you got Ethered.
He even said it in that song. You pussy fake Stan. Yeah. Still whoop your ass. You 23 in the karate class. You
Tybo ho.
It'll never get better than that.
And this is what I'm saying. And look, that those disses that we heard back in the day, they're not even relevant today. However, they exist. So there is a certain standard. You cannot engage with somebody being their friend. You want to be friends afterwards? Fine. But on wax, kill that nigga.
Yeah.
Kill that nigga.
Ain't that what Angel Reese said? Angel Reese said, we can cool, go hang out for drinks afterwards, but on the court, I'm after you.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Exactly. Nigga, when you go into these diss tracks, you got to have Mamba mentality, nigga. You think Kobe was on court trying to be friends with you niggas?
We already know.
He was trying to kill all you niggas.
That's Kendrick.
Trying to kill all you niggas.
Yeah.
Jordan, kill all you niggas.
That's what Kendrick's like. This not even the first time this nigga done went off on these fools either. Mm-hmm. So it's like he keep throwing some shit out to get one of these motherfuckers to really jump out.
Yeah.
And I guess Cole jumped out. I wonder if Kendrick's going to respond to this bullshit or is he just going to be like, well, nigga.
If I'm Kendrick, I don't respond at all to J. Cole shit.
Yeah, I don't think that he has to at this point. Like,
I give it, what are we in? April? Mm-hmm. I give it until the first week of June. If Drake,
that's a long time.
No. If Drake doesn't, no, I'm talking about to wait for Drake. If Drake doesn't respond by the first week of June, whatever I have written already, because Kendrick is a tactician. His shit is already done. He just has to hit submit. He just got to hit upload. His shit is done. I promise you. The cover art is done. He already knows. As soon as you respond, nigga, that shit's being uploaded. He's going to step on your shit like Coke. If I'm Kendrick, I drop that shit and then I go on about my life. Because whatever he's got in the cut, I promise you, it's going to make like that look trash. You
don't want to be the bully, though, and follow up when you don't need to.
No,
right now you don't need to.
No, you stick the fork in him. Stick the fork in him. You got to do just like what Drake did to Meek.
But see, Drake's a petty nigga, though.
Drake dropped Charged Up, and we was like, okay. But pause that for a second. When Drake and Meek had this beef, Meek used to be a battle rapper. At that point, Drake wasn't battle tested.
Nope.
Going into that battle, I can't speak for y'all niggas, but me, I was like, oh, Meek about to get this nigga.
I thought
because Meek was a battle rapper. This nigga used to have the dusty braids and be up there battling on the streets,
shit,
smack DVD type shit. So I'm like, and this nigga, Drake, he went the Eminem route. This nigga dissed himself to diss you. This nigga was like, what do you say? The Twitter fingers?
Turn the trigger fingers.
You getting bodied by a singing nigga. Like, he went the Eminem route. He dissed himself to diss you. He's like, nigga, is that your tour or your girl tour? I was like, oh my God. Like, he shocked the hell out of me with that. And that was the second one. Because the first one,
back, it was trash.
The first one was Charged Up. Mm-hmm. He dropped that shit.
Nothing happened though. He
let a week go by, and then that's when he came with back to back. But I think Drake already had that.
Probably.
I think Charged Up was just like a quick little block, and he had him wide open, and that's when he came with the. Because right there in the beginning, Push had some shit.
Yeah, he dropped that little line on that tape and then added on blam right. Yeah. That shit was already recorded.
Yeah,
just like you said.
Yeah. No. But we didn't hear it. I'm saying like at the end of that added on dish, when he started talking all that surgical summer coming up.
Yeah,
I know that Push had some stuff in the cut, but Drake went crying. What's this nigga's name? Jay Prince, and Houston niggas went crying to them niggas, and they got all involved in it. And Push was like, "Oh, you pussy ass niggas!" Like, I was about to light your ass up, and I'm sure he was because Push is nasty.
Yeah, damn.
Like I've always known Push was nasty, but now after that diss, the world knows that Push is nasty because yes, Drake's star power put the light on Push. Because I'm sure a lot of Drake fans was going into that with that back-to-back energy. Like, who the fuck is Pusha T?
They was.
Grinding? This nigga ain't gonna do shit. And then that story added on drop. First of all, forget about the diss. Did you see the cover art?
Yeah.
Where did this nigga find Drake in blackface?
That was for
where the fuck was that photo?
It was an early brand deal that he had done, and then it turned out to not be good, so he supposedly canceled it. But
these are the niggas that you don't want to fuck with in rap. When a nigga can find something that
obscure
on you, you don't want to fuck with them, because those are the surgeons when it comes to diss records. They are going to get personal. And the only reason they got that personal was because Drake mentioned his girl. As soon as Drake mentioned his girl, Push said, "Oh, nigga, the gloves is off."
That was an excuse. He already had this shit teed up. That was just his reason. That's the reason he gave. Yeah, I got so personal because you got personal.
Well, I'm glad Drake gave him a reason because that shit was fire.
Yeah, it was. That shit was fire. So, oh shit.
Push got one of the, I would say, the second hardest ad lib, because Jadakiss got the best one. That
yeah,
but that yuck, like ooh, yeah, like after it's just like how like Kendrick was like I'm bum, like that's what Push was doing. He say some crazy shit, yuck, like I was like ooh, I love that shit.
That was nasty.
He hit you with that filth, and you hear the splat. Pause.
See, that's why we all mad about it, because we expected this between this group of lyricists, and we getting bullshit right now.
True.
Or J. Cole at least. So we either hope Cole just goes back in the labs and drops something serious.
No.
Or Drake comes.
No, that's it. I don't want to hear nothing from Cole.
No.
No. Even if he comes with, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because at this point, it tells me that you're not capable of being a killer. It tells me, like from what I heard, it tells me if this is basketball, it tells me that you're Tim Duncan.
Duncan got rings.
You could. I was about to say you can win the championship, but you're smiling the whole time, no aggression, no emotion. No, I don't want that battle rap. Like, nigga, I need a gangster. Like,
you can do all that if you still fucking killing a nigga. That's what the Admiral and old boy was doing. The big fundamental.
I don't want that.
They were still killing it.
I don't want that. I want Shaq, nigga. I want nigga. Like, I want aggression, nigga. Banging on that nigga.
But I want just a response, a decent fucking response.
Nigga, I want Anthony Edwards, nigga. I want you to jump in the air and take this nigga's life with the dunk. Like, that's what I want. I don't want you to be no fucking layup nigga when you 7 feet.
He didn't even lay it up, bro. He pump fake like a motherfucker. Like,
that shit was,
I swear I will. I promise I'll shoot, stop playing. That's what that shit was like.
I promise I'll shoot, start playing. Nigga, he's not playing. Did you listen to the same track? Kendrick is not playing.
He said it was a warning shot, Cole. But we don't like that. When he said that, I was like, some people on the internet was like, yeah, he just shoot him a warning. Nick, we don't do that shit. He already shot at you.
As soon as, here's the thing. As soon as Kendrick dropped that shit and it lit the world on fire, at that moment, that's when you knew you shouldn't came with some bullshit. Mm-hmm. You needn't come with no bullshit. Don't do it. Don't bring that bullshit around here, boy.
We'll see what happens in the next week or so. Maybe we'll be back here next week talking about something else.
Give Drake some time.
No, Drake. Drake is going to do it.
I honestly don't think Drake's going to respond.
He has to.
I hope he does.
He absolutely has to.
I feel like he's going to.
What's Drake's sign?
What's his sign?
Come on now.
The petty sign, whatever the pettiest sign is.
Was it Cancer or something?
It's giving Cancer. Like
I'm a Cancer. Fuck you.
Oh, my bad. I was like, it's giving Cancer emotional.
Yeah.
Oh.
I couldn't even front on that shit. I was like, yeah. Because once that shit come out, it's all over the place.
Oh, yeah. It's whatever I'm doing, I'm stopping what I'm doing. If I'm with a customer, excuse me, Mr. Customer.
No, I mean with cancers, once their emotions come out, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So once he get mad about some shit, he gonna really. I don't think the nigga really is a cancer, but he gonna go off. He petty as hell. He gonna say a bunch of shit, and I think he may look at this as his time to get back for what he didn't do to Push. If he responds, which again I don't think.
And y'all over here talking about team ups and shit.
I say no team up.
No. But what I'm saying is, could you imagine if Push jumped in the ring with Kendrick? Oh my God, it would be
that's not fair.
Total, it would be total domination.
I was gonna say he'd have to get Baby Keem or somebody. Then it would be okay. But if he
wait. We've already established Kendrick don't need nobody. Yeah, he can get both of them niggas by himself.
He probably could. But if he did get somebody, he'd have to get. It'd be like, remember Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yeah.
Or no, Capcom vs. SNK.
Yeah.
Where each character you pick had points. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point.
Yeah.
Well, Kendrick's got to pick a 1 point nigga to come in. Because if he picks a 2 or more, it's not fair. It's uneven points at that point. Because Kendrick is the 3. You know what I'm saying?
Kendrick could probably bring like SZA. SZA probably clean up J. Cole.
To sing the hook for him?
SZA?
Yeah. Sing the hook. I mean,
she rapped a little bit on her album.
Listen, at this point, I think Beyonce might get J. Cole in a diss track. Beyonce was spitting on that last album.
That's because Jay's writing that shit. Well, maybe not. I don't know if Jay's writing that. I never know.
I don't discredit my sister.
This man said Beyonce to go against. That's crazy.
Did you hear that rap on that Cowboy Carter joint? She had a rap on it. That shit was hard. That shit was better than that Might Delete Later shit.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
It wasn't better?
Nah, no. I mean, it was dope, but come on.
Say, go on record. Go on record. Hey, Beehive. Go ahead.
A verse was better than
that song was better than any song I Might Delete Later.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She was rapping. You know what I'm saying? So Beyonce.
I was thinking like just the rap itself versus, but if you say that song is better than any song on that, hell yeah. Like easy.
Yeah, so we all agree. Beyonce clean up J. Cole.
I don't know. I wouldn't put that. If I were J. Cole, I wouldn't want that because Jay is not gonna let you'll be damned if he let her fucking lose this battle.
He'd probably
Jay ain't about that life no more. Jay ain't got it in him no more.
He'll be in the background, writing, making sure
he ain't rapping no more. He ain't rapping not no hard shit.
He could.
He ain't got it no more.
Most of his raps is just like I'm richer than you, nigga.
Nah, you heard his last rap, nigga.
He's on some grown man shit.
Exactly. He ain't about that rah-rah shit no more. Nigga talking about OJ and shit. I don't hear that bullshit. His little follow-up to Lemonade. Nah, being a grown man and shit, apologizing for his bullshit.
I personally liked it.
No, of course. I mean, look, married, grown man. Like, that album catered to you.
For me, yeah.
Nah, nigga, I want Dynasty Jay-Z. I want the hard shit. I want Parking Lot Pimpin'. I want that shit. You know what I'm saying? 1-900 Hustler.
So I think we done beat this one with a dead horse.
That's exactly what Kendrick did to them. But yeah, go ahead. Let's move on.
I want to move into the next one, man. So this was probably the cringiest shit I've seen on TV. It's crazy hard to watch.
Pause.
That's not a pause moment, nigga.
It's crazy hard to watch.
Explain.
I don't need you finish explaining. You gonna explain it right now?
I'm just saying, man. I mean, how did your mind go to some gay shit on that?
I think it was
It was crazy hard to watch. Hey, whatever. Go ahead, brother. Hey, I'm big straight on that. Go ahead.
Oh no, you didn't. So anyway, Jared Carmichael confesses that he has feelings for what's this nigga name being Tyler the Creator. That shit. Oof. For crickets, nigga. That was Tyler. That nigga standing there looking at fucking Jared with crickets like, I don't know what you want me to say. That shit was cringy as hell to watch. Like you watched Jared just fold into a ball covering his face and everything while he's telling this.
I always knew he was gay.
Who, Jared?
I knew he was gay before he came out.
I don't think I didn't watch him, was enough of a fan to even pick that up.
I picked it up. Pause. Whoa. I noticed he was gay in that movie. Remember that movie, Neighbors? Mm-hmm. Remember he was in that?
Yeah.
So you remember on the first one he had a big role in that one, but in the second one he was gay in the movie. And I was looking at him in the movie and I'm like, I don't think he's playing. He was real gay. He was acting real gay.
I mean, that's what a good actor does, though, right?
They embody their character.
He sure did embody.
Yeah, he was embodying something.
He set that
He
up.
was embodying something.
So anyway, I watched the actual whole episode on his HBO special, and the episode is called like the Emmys or whatever. So what it is it's a year after he's confessed his love or whatever for Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
And their relationship has been weird ever since, so he says. So he texts Tyler hey, you want to go to the Grammys? And like for 3 days, Tyler like silence. And then when he finally does text him back, he's like, damn, I'm busy all day that day. But good for you.
Well, I mean, I would probably do the same thing. Like, don't you go with your like significant other to those type of events?
No,
like,
you don't have to.
You could go with your boy or whatever. But I mean, after
nah, people do that all the time. They usually do it with a crew.
Name two dudes. Name two dudes, not a crew. Listen. If you hit me up talking about like me, CeeLo, 40, we all going to the Grammys, nigga, I'm there.
So if I just said, AD, come to the Grammys with me, and it's just you saying no?
Yeah.
Oh, why? Bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why? It's me, dog. Look, if one of your gay homeboys or something, you don't want to do that, I get that. But it's me, nigga. If I say come meet to the Grammys or whatever the fuck,
why y'all looking at me? All this pressure.
Because
all right. You know, I go there to represent for the podcast. We a duo. You know, it's like Rory and Maul. You know, we're a duo.
Okay. But bump that. Even outside of the podcast, we're friends.
Yeah.
And if I was doing something like that and I said, hey, come to this award with me, you'd probably be like, first question I think you would ask is Eb going with you? And I'd have to have some reason why she's not. Yeah. So I'll give you that, right?
Yeah, because right now she's probably looking at this like, first of all, D, you ain't even got a ticket. If he only got one, I'm going.
True shit. But let's say it's some way she can't make it.
Let's say it's something to do with the podcast. Let's say they want us on there.
Then that's a given. There's no decision to be made. It's about the podcast.
There you go. Then I'm there.
Oh, nigga.
But yes, to go back to what you originally said, if my gay friend asks me, I'm probably not going to go. It's because of optics. I got nothing against gay people.
Depends.
But I'm not rolling up to an event with just one gay person in an intimate setting like that.
If I had a gay friend that asked me to go with him to the Emmys and I had an inkling that he might have feelings for me, I would say no. But if it's a gay friend and I don't know and he's just my homie and he says, hey man, I got tickets to the Emmys. You want to go? Yeah. Because I'm not worried about the optics because I'm not gay. See what I'm saying? So if someone thinks I'm gay, you fucked up. I'm not. I'm not worried about them challenging my manhood.
Yeah, you're not media trained yet. You can't be. You got to make certain PR decisions. That would be a bad on your part.
No, I wouldn't show up to the
because now you're gonna be on the shade room and they're gonna be like, L double, get in his bubble, tossed and tooted.
And I sure will be on the thing making everybody feel like a dumbass by saying, hey, I'm not gay. I'm not worried about it.
See, look, you're not trained at all in that. Just get out of this argument.
I know.
You can't beat the internet. You just saying you're going to argue with the internet. The internet always wins.
I'm just going to make a statement and let that be the end of it.
I feel like he might be onto something. I only say that because the society we live in now, you start dumping on gay people. You poking the bear right now. So if he like, hey, I just came to support my gay friend. I am not gay, but I'm not going to shun him because he is. They going to always be on his side. Might be one or two niggas that's like, oh, that nigga gay, but the rest of them gonna roast the fuck out of them because the society we live in now is not looked at the same. Like, and when you somebody that supports that, people gonna jump behind you tenfold before they jump behind. Pause, as you say, before they jump behind the person like, oh, I ain't going with my friend because he gay.
And that would also be the second part of my argument. I'm not gay, but if I was, so what? That's not even a thing anymore. At least I don't think so. Like people being gay, that's like not even news and shit. So even when Carmichael came out and said he was gay, I was like, didn't know that, but why would I? And okay. The stigma, for me anyway, is just not there anymore. Yeah. So the only way it comes is if there's some sort of surprise. Like if there's some over-the-top, super masculine presenting wannabe, I've been fucking all these bitches rapper, and he comes out gay, now I'm going to be surprised. Like, whoa, bro, like you was doing a lot to cover that up. But just a regular person who's just coming up and just gay, so what? That's regular shit. That's every day.
Like Isaiah Rashad?
Who? Oh, yeah. That was the only reason why that was like a little... Let me just take this off.
Yeah. Isaiah Rashad, you know him? Mm-mm. He's a rapper on TDE.
Yeah, that one was a little surprising only because he was one of those kind of rappers. And
then that video leaked. He was slurping this nigga up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, that's a surprise. But then you're like, all right, well... To me now, just your persona's got to change. That's all. But we do got to realize that you had a certain fan base that perceives you in a certain way, and now they're not gonna fuck with you because you're not who they thought they were. Whatever, you know what I'm talking. So I kind of get that. So I like, for me, this is just me personally. I never would be, and I haven't ever been worried about someone perceiving me as gay because I'm not. And if you think I'm gay, then your gaydar's fucked up. And if you had a gay, so what you're saying is if you had a gay best friend, you'd have no problem hanging out with him all the time. Nope.
Okay. How do you feel about gay people?
I feel like they cool. That's them. I mean, I don't feel like it's something that I would stop hanging. Like if I had a gay female friend, I'm not gonna stop hanging out with her.
Yeah. What about gay guy friend?
Oh, I love them.
You love them?
They're absolutely the best.
I think the only problem for me will come in if they don't respect my boundaries, right?
Yes. Like if they try you knowing that you straight, then you got to whoop her ass.
If I say I'm uncomfortable going with
you. You're talking about a female.
both ways.
Whatever. Yeah.
Like say you got.
What if you so fine and the gay guy's like, you know what? I ain't gay no more. He just like looking at you like,
what?
I like women now.
Well, that's likely not really going to happen with them. They really be
don't
real
downplay yourself.
We're talking about like if your homeboy don't respect that boundary, or your homegirl, like my homegirl come over and she like, yo, I'm trying to get in that ass, and I'm like, girl, I'm not gay, and then she keep trying me, like, now we not hanging out no more because I told you I ain't like that, and you keep trying me. But otherwise,
so okay, so I'm gonna put you on the spot. You said you like gay guys, right? Like you're cool with them or whatever.
they cool.
Now, if you was married to a nigga and you found out he did some gay shit in the past, now what?
Good question. Good question.
Absolutely a hell no. I like gay guys. I like gay guys, but not gay guys that I'm fucking. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, come on, hell no. If you did that, you gay.
Damn, all that energy.
Hell no. Hell no.
Hell no.
So what, you getting a divorce?
Absolutely, that nigga gay.
But he been digging you out for 10 years.
That nigga gay. Somebody else got to tap in because he got to go. My boy got to go.
But we've seen that dudes be gay and have a whole family, and they just were trying to cover it up or whatever.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So they call them like the
That was funny.
They would call like a gay guy with a wife. They call the wife the beard or whatever the fuck.
I just want to say I thank you for being unapologetically you. That was great.
He was dying laughing.
That was great. Clip that up. Whew, that was funny.
But it's just like how we talked about this before. It's like guys can't be bi. You just a gay dude that likes girls too.
Literally.
That's the way people see it. Even amongst the gay community. I guess I understand it because like now, like the entire as if you just say, for instance, you was let's say you're dating a girl, right, and she identifies as bi. Would you have a problem with that? Like she comes and tells you.
I mean, as long as she ain't cheating on me.
Okay, that's good. Because some people will be like, nah, out of insecurity. Because now you got to worry about everybody.
Yeah, the pool is super open now.
Now you got to worry about everybody.
Yeah, she could be.
If you're insecure, that's a big problem. If you're insecure, especially if your woman's fine. It's like, I have to worry about these niggas. Now I got to worry about the bitches. Now you going to these female brunches. Is they munches? You know what I'm saying?
Just like you see in I think I've seen before too in two gay relationship between two women. One of the women has had men before, and one is like all gay. They never trust the one who's been with men before because I think they're gonna go back.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like a woman could mess with 100 women, and we okay with it. We kiss one guy, y'all running for the hills. That's wild.
Yeah, because
we kiss one guy. Oof.
That even sounds just disgusting. But as far as somebody,
hey, you see how his energy changed?
As far as somebody,
I love gay guys a second ago.
Not as being gay, but
she's talking about being in a relationship.
Oh, I know. When it comes to intimacy, it's somebody that might have some encounter. Then it's like, oof.
So speaking of that, I saw something weird. I'm pretty sure y'all don't watch this show, but for the ladies that are watching, you've probably seen it before. It's a show. It's by Tammy Roman, something about Caught in the Act Unfaithful. And on that show, there was a man who had a gay female friend. She was like his wingman, woman wingman.
Yeah.
They kicking it, always having fun.
Was she more like a woman or more like a stud?
She was more like a stud. So
okay.
she was like one of the boys.
That's the nigga.
So he would take her, he'd help her, she'd help him pick up girls and all that good stuff. His girlfriend met her, and she had no problem with it because she a stud. They boys, essentially. Yeah. Come to find out, Stud Bay
Pagan
is definitely getting that thing dug out by oh boy, but he's the only man that she would let have sex with her. Everybody else was a girl, but this one man was the one that she was getting dug out by.
That's crazy.
And it was weird because they caught it on tape, and it looked like he was fucking a dude, and it was really her.
I was just getting ready to say,
and it was interesting.
It's interesting to me because if you fucking a stud, I don't know. I think you might. You might have some gay tendencies. You might be teetering on that line a little bit because I've seen some studs in my time, and they look like niggas.
This one looked like a nigga.
They be having the freshest fades. They be putting some bass in their voice. Nothing about that says, "Ooh, I want to tear that ass up."
Nah, I get it. You know what I always imagine in my head? It's almost like I would think, okay, once they take their clothes off, all this female shit pop out, and now they look like a woman. But probably not, bro. And I was always just thinking in my head, like, same reason y'all saying, like, how do you get into that? She looks like a straight up dude. Her fade is sharper than yours.
Right.
She got the freshest J's on. You know what I'm saying?
Literally, that's how this one looked. She was like, I thought she was a dude for a minute until they was like, no, that's his homegirl. She's a stuff. I was like, oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
this nigga had in-house pussy times 2.
He did.
Anyway, we got way off topic. I guess
we was talking about the Tyler and Jared. So I would say, I mean, you seen a little bit of the clip. I would say in this scenario, Tyler, man, he showed us how it's done. He showed us how it's done. And I'm going to expound more on that.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to expound more on that. That is what he put on a masterclass. That is the best way to curve somebody. My man was all over the place. He was not tuned in at all. Like, we've all had that conversation.
That's no problem.
We've all had that conversation where we're sitting there and the woman is grilling us or you're grilling the man.
Like I grill you sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know about sometimes. More like most times. My bad. I'm at a 10. But yeah, he just was not serious at all. Like,
he wasn't.
Okay, so remember on the part when he's like, "What are you seeking?" I mean, I get it. Tyler made a joke. But you mean like what you mean like in life or on this plate?
This plate, like that was super inappropriate for the time.
No, nigga, that was perfect. That was a perfect curve.
It was cringy, but I mean, like, what
it was
would you
funny
have
for
thought?
us to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely funny to watch. But what do you think that how would you handle that though? Like outside of what he did, I don't know what else you would do. What would you do different?
Easy. Talk to him directly and take some care. Yeah. Like one thing I always say about a lot of times people's interactions with people, and something I try to do in my own life with my wife, friends, or whatever. Remember that this is a person you claim to care for and love, right? How would you, objectively think you should handle a person like that? Is that love you have for that person coming across in the way you're communicating? In this particular case, it wasn't. Like, it was funny. It was cool to watch. He definitely curved this nigga in every sense of the word. But if we're talking about the correct way that you're saying how that should have been handled, I think it would have been better to him to be like very just direct. Like, hey, I'm very complimented, if that's the word you want to use, by what you have to say. But my feelings for you are just friendship. I'm not looking for a relationship.
So let me ask you this. I mean, I know it's 2 guys, but typically in situations like this, when one person crosses that barrier, crosses that boundary, can they still be friends after this?
I don't think so.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
Because now, like, when you were boys, you hang out, eating together, drinking together. Now you got to be cautious because, like, what if you get drunk? You might wake up, little thing might be just rubbing across your face, and you might, I'm just saying, Jared be hanging with them white boys, and that's white people shit. White people be putting carrots in the ass, all kinds of crazy shit when you sleep. So
speaking of which, white boys not carrots in the ass. Earlier in the episode, he's on Grindr having dudes come over. And actually, I think they're both Hispanic. Actually, I think they were, but really like white Hispanics or whatever. And the 2 of them come over. And I thought it was...
At the same time or separate?
No, separately,
okay.
To his hotel room.
Okay.
For me, what was odd about this at first was like, I've never even seen like straight people just get on a dating app and call somebody over and tape the whole thing. So I was like, that's crazy.
Probably for safety.
But I mean, for a show. But like tape it for a show.
Yeah. Do you think he let them know before they got there?
He kind of had to because with DMCs and they'd have to sign off to have their image shown on screen, all that. So anyway, then it just dawned on me that that's probably, having talked to some gay friends, that's how it is for them. They get up on Grindr and have some dude over that night on some shit. And that's like kind of what happened on the show. First, he came over, figuring he wasn't really feeling him. They talked about it. Old boy pretended like he didn't know who he was. Come on, nigga, you knew who the fuck he was. And then he said, "Oh, nice to meet you." Gave him a hug and left. Next dude came over. They like dreamily staring in each other's eyes. Next thing you know, this nigga Jared got dude's foot in his mouth, licking his toes, the big toe nigga. Then they start making out on the couch in front of everybody.
And it's showing that on the camera?
All on camera. Yeah. And then there's this part where Jared's like getting dressed for the Emmys or Yeah, whatever. That's what he's going to. And then, you know, he's got that big white fur coat on, and then dude just comes over to him, and they're like close up in the camera. I'm like, this is hard to watch.
You were watching this with Ebony?
No, it was just me in the living room watching.
So you're by yourself watching niggas making out.
I didn't know that's what was going to be on there, bro. But yeah, I was like, even if I did, I've watched movies that I knew was going to have some gay shit in it, and I still watched it anyway because it was supposedly a good movie, like Moonlight, for instance. But I didn't know that was going to happen on this. For me, for this episode, it looked like Jared was crashing out. Like his behavior seemed erratic. He already had his issues with his mom. He's talking about that. He's like, to me, oversharing a little bit too much with his crowd because it's like it's scenes and there's like some stand up and then scenes like kind of like how Seinfeld is, but not funny.
Yeah,
and it just seems like toxic behavior for him. Now there's a second episode that maybe it'll be a little bit more upbeat, but the last one ends after he pops some pills and some other shit and get drunk that night. Him throwing up out of his limo and his homeboy asking him, "Is he good?"
You think this behavior stemmed from Tyler because he couldn't get him?
I think that might be part of it because it seemed to really care about him and they kind of get rejected.
It's just like how like us as guys, like when we're with a woman and let's say she breaks our heart or whatever, then, you know, it's immediately our goal. Like we must go fuck everything that walks type of energy. Like I'm going to get over her.
Well, the dating thing happened before he had called Tyler over to have a conversation.
But didn't they say that he had texted him and he ignored him?
Yeah, that did.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe like nigga won't get
but
back to me.
But it had been like almost like a year.
Exactly.
He was already making jokes. Dude had some booty butter already in the room, all kinds of shit. That's what this kind of time he was on.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He wanted Tyler all this time, and now he's just like, all right, I'm gonna have Spanish.
That might be it. But I just feel like he's going through something, and he's like winning Emmys for it on TV. Because even his special he had before is a lot about his bad relationship with his mother, about her not being able to reconcile his gayness or whatever, and her being like not overly, but heavily.
I think that relationship is over. Now that I think more about it, because you said a year went by, and like and now it's like you're being all weird about it.
And then he wouldn't show up. He only came because he wanted. He texted him and told him he wanted to talk to him on camera. So I actually don't think Tyler knew it was going to be about that.
Yeah.
So that's when he got there. Dude was just like, and he was just
he's like, I still don't know what to say.
Yeah, he was super evasive is the way I would call it. And then after that clip you see where he says, "Oh, that's going to be a fart in like 30 minutes." This nigga literally gets up and walks out onto the balcony, farts on one of the production dudes.
Yeah, trying to find any kind of way to. No, he wasn't trying to lighten the mood. He's trying to find any way. He was trying to find any way to turn him off. He's trying to turn him off. Like,
I mean, farting ain't gonna necessarily turn him off.
I mean, but he closed the door. You can only hear it. Like we can hear it because he's mic'd up.
Yeah.
But he asked him when he came back in, "Could you hear that?" And Jared was like, "Nah." But that, you never know. You might be right about that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that would have turned him off. I mean, he does people in the booty, so the shit coming out the booty, unless it's actual shit, is probably one thing that's not gonna.
Somebody with booty butter strikes me as a professional. I'm sure they know how to.
Yeah, little farts, little poots ain't gonna turn them off.
Yeah. I mean that's the sound it's gonna make anyway.
Yeah, it just he definitely was evasive. Definitely wasn't feeling him like that. Called the nigga his brother, all that shit. And it was
nigga said you're truly like a brother.
Kept saying it up.
He said
the innuendo on this.
Nigga said, are you going to finish that?
Well, I'm
not that I'm implying I want any of that. Like it was. I'm so saying you can tell he's a rapper. Like the metaphors was crazy. Like
he's like, I don't want none of that.
He was basically in his face saying, I don't want you, without saying I don't want you.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm big straight, big straight off that.
I'm big straight. Like I'm so good off you, I'm not even gay anymore. I'm big straight. I don't even like dick no more.
Right?
I kind of question that anyway. Tyler comes off as like, it's cool to be gay. Like I'm only gay on Twitter, kind of gay type of thing. But obviously I don't know his private life. It could be wrong. And maybe this Carmichael dude just like really, maybe just wasn't his type. Could be that shit. I don't know.
Well, I mean, when he went. Okay, the first time I went to Coachella, which was back in 2018, Beachella. That's when the one Beyonce was at. Anyway, when Tyler was up there performing, there was some song. I forgot the song. I was just watching the performance. But at the end of it, he had basically said something along the lines like, I love you. And he was talking about some white boy or some shit like that. So maybe his type is white dudes.
Yeah, most of his videos, the person he's like crooning over if it's a dude is a white dude. But again, to me, and again, I'm not an expert, the whole shit comes off performative. But I could be wrong. I'm not wrong.
Jared wasn't performing.
No, I mean Tyler.
Oh yeah. Jared was in his feels.
Jared is dead ass.
We've all seen that person before, and you have you been that person before? What? A dude curves you that bad, and you're just crying in your lap, basically, like, why don't you want me?
Oh, absolutely not.
You know why? Because women would never do that.
Yeah,
they'd never risk rejection. That's all on us to deal with.
Oh, no,
I mean, we have risk rejection. I have before. I've gotten rejected, but I ain't crying nothing. I mean, because I knew he was gonna come back. So it wasn't like
if he's coming back. Did you have him at first, and then he came? You guys broke up, and then he came back.
No, I never had him. So this is a person. I'll give you an example. So he was at the bouncer at this bar. Mm-hmm. Bouncer at this bar, and I saw him and I was like, dang, he's really cute. So I walk over and I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, are you dating anybody? I'm like, I would like to get your number. He was like, no, I'm good. And I was like, damn. Like, he was like, no, I'm good. And I was like, dang, okay.
That shit stung, huh?
So I kind of, took my walk of shame and I went back or whatever.
But even in that situation, you knew he'd be back because that's what you said.
I mean, kind of.
Did he come back?
Kind of. So I kind of.
Or did you just come back to that club?
I came back there again, and didn't know if he was working. I didn't say anything to him this time, but he comes over to me, and he was like, "I remember you when you were in here before." And he was like, "You know, you did ask for my number." He's like, "I couldn't give it to you the moment I was talking to somebody." He was like, "But I'm not now, so let's hang out."
Pause real quick. When you went back the second time, you made sure you was dappered up, huh?
No, I mean, because that's how I look all the time, so I don't have to
flex, drop them bombs.
I'm just saying, no, not tooting my own horn, but I don't never.
So you was in there looking like a bad bitch,
as I normally would have been.
Ooh, okay.
So, and he just came over, and after that, a real demand. So rejected first, but then he came back.
You know, it's funny how that happens. Funny how people will develop feelings for somebody once they know that person likes them.
You think that happens?
I'm not saying that. I'm sorry. No, I'm not saying that's what happens.
Right,
but it does happen. Definitely does happen.
Like somebody just didn't like them at all, and then boom, they find out they like him, and they're like, "Oh, I think I like him." Then they start
looking. Oh God! Then you start looking at them differently. Like, oh, maybe I can. So I've seen it happen like a bunch of times. So it's just funny how it is. You look at a person in different light if you find out that they like you.
Well, Tyler was not doing that today. It was absolutely given immediately. No,
it was real cringy only because I know the feelings that Carmichael was having were fucking real. I mean, dude was curling up in a ball, covering his face, everything. While I was watching, I was like, bro, why are you taping this?
Yeah, that relationship is over. It's just like if you're a guy and a girl, and the guy makes the move on the girl. Now the girl's never going to feel comfortable around you because she's going to think that you at the first opportunity you're gonna try and run up in my drawers.
See, I've seen the opposite where it was same thing. Guy liked a girl, she said nah, so he was like, basically, fuck it, I don't need no friends, no more friends, so I'm out. And she was upset. Well, why can't we have the relationship and still be friends without the sexual part? Like, just because you can't have me the way you want me, we should still be able to be friends. And old boy was just like, I get what you're saying, but the reason I was interacting with you is because I like it. If you're telling me that we can't, then, what is he supposed to do about that? So I've seen it go both ways.
This was the start of Friends with Benefits.
I can see that. I remember going off of something you said about that. I remember when I was in college, I think I was a freshman, and this guy was a junior. And he told me something, and it always stuck with me. He said, I want you to know something, Crystal. We became friends. He said, I want you to know something. You were never intended to be my friend. He said, when men look at a woman, we don't look at y'all. I'm like, ooh, she'll be a great friend. He was like, I looked at you, I found you attractive. He was like, then we became friends. And he was like, as I got to know you, I could tell that you weren't interested in me. So then we became friends. He was like, but I never met you with the intention of like, ooh, she looks like a great friend.
That's true.
When he said that, I was like, damn, that is true. Because even as a woman, you don't necessarily meet a guy and be like, oh my God, he's going to be a great friend. Unless he's possibly gay. You know that he ain't going to try you.
I think that can happen in a social setting. Meaning, like, say, for instance, you guys met at a joint activity, let's say hiking. You were part of a hiking group and you guys make friends with a fellow hiker because you guys are enjoying an activity together.
Right. Going
to school, you guys are in the same class, whatever. It can happen like that, I think. But like in an arbitrary, just walking up and talking to someone, nah.
Yeah. Right. And that's how we met. Arbitrary, just walking up and talking. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like we were in a class or anything together. So I could see what you're talking about. Like if there's a shared interest and we both do it, then that's potential.
That's like, shout out to Dana. When I met Dana, it was in like a social setting. You know, we were at the club down in Mexico and all that.
I don't know if a club counts, but go ahead.
Well, we all went down with a group of people is what I'm saying. Not I met her at a club. It's like we was a group of people. You know, we used to go down there as like a big group. So my group knew her group, and that's how we ended up meeting. And the first time I met Dana, I was like, this chick is real cool. Like, and that was it.
Yeah,
like we've just been friends since.
That can definitely happen. And guys, there's a lot of people who say guys and girls can't be friends. I don't think that's true. But usually, if a guy and a girl are friends, how you really have to do is like see how that shit started. If they're a part of like a group, like say a friend group or something, then yes, totally possible.
Right.
But more often, if it was like I walked up to you and started talking to you, probably not. But I've also had that too, where well, no, that wasn't like that. I was working, so I guess it's the same thing where I met somebody and we were really cool. It was a work thing, yeah. So. Yeah, that's usually it. It's not impossible though. I just think the situation of how people kind of met is really what really counts.
Exactly.
But I really do think men and women can be friends. It's just really situational.
I think I don't know. Me personally, I don't have male friends, and the reason why is because, like y'all said, when you gave the example of him, Jared telling Tyler like, "Oh yeah, I like you." You gave the example of the heterosexual way with, man and woman. And that's happened too many times where I've had a male friend and I thought we was cool and we was friends. And on the other end, they liked me more than I thought. And then now we're having a Jared and Tyler situation where they're like, hey, that dude you've been dating, I never liked him for you. And, now that you're single,
guaranteed.
I want to, they like, I want to see where this goes. And I've immediately cut them people off, like ghosted my friend that was like my nigga because he did that. And I was like, really hell no.
He's what we call an orbiter, a hanger on. He's waiting for his turn.
Yeah. So you were big straight on that?
I was big straight. Big straight.
Yeah, that's always a big one that people always argue about is whether or not men and women can be friends. And one dude made a joke, you can be, but one of y'all is ugly.
I don't know. What am on that? No.
Because you said you had no female friends, right? I think we talked about that before.
Nah, but I'm a married man. What I look like having female friends? You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that. Like, unless y'all met them together or something.
The only way that works is if this female friend is truly a friend, I bring her and her husband because she fucking can't be single, right?
Well, if she's ugly.
Huh? Still don't matter.
You said, remember, one got to be ugly. No.
It don't matter.
She definitely couldn't be single. She'd have to be somebody that's married. Mm-hmm. Maybe same thing, a shared, maybe I do Taibo on the weekend. I don't know. Meet her. We got similar backgrounds. We both come from San Diego, so we catch up on that. She's got a husband. Mm-hmm. Then they become a like couple friend.
Right.
Then that would happen. But like just a single homegirl of mine, and she's just coming over to the house, and I'm hanging out with her. Hell nah. Because if the opposite happened, I would most definitely have a problem.
Right.
Why?
Because it's a respect thing.
That sounds like, Are you serious?
He don't play with me.
Because I know old boy ain't making friends with my wife to really be friends with her.
No, I mean, what if they was friends with her since like, childhood? Because I can't say after high school because you've been pretty much having me since high school.
This is a long-term friend that she's known since high school.
Yeah.
And it's somehow been around this whole time. I have to have been okay with it in some kind of way. Like
so you can come home from work and you can be sitting there playing Xbox with her?
Not on my Xbox, nigga, nah. And I would tell his ass about that shit too.
What if he brought his shit over?
Even worse.
Your shit in the corner unplugged? You feeling some type of way?
Oh, nigga. I come home and another nigga Xbox plugged into my TV. You might be able to be laying in my bed wearing my fucking slippers, nigga.
He's like, hold up. So you gonna take out my HDMI cable and you gonna just stick your shit in there? Nah.
I would absolutely get rid of him. Absolutely, with like no innuendo, get rid of this nigga. You cannot be friends with her. Get your ass out. She'd be like, "Well, mom, we'll talk about this shit later."
Hold on.
You get your
wait.
Shit.
You are a gamer. You are a gamer. Mm-hmm. What if he's not at a save point yet?
I don't give a fuck.
He got to finish that out. You got to wait till you get to a save point. You know how serious that could be.
No, I want it to be. I hope you in the middle of a championship game in NBA 2K, nigga, and you're winning.
And so if that nigga
so I can unplug your shit.
You walk into your house and he's sitting there and he's playing a game and he's finally got to a certain part that he absolutely has to wait for it to save, and you say, "What is this?" and he looks at you and says, "Hold on, nigga." You got to just hold on.
One of two things has happened. Either I'm taking off on him right away, or I'm unplugging all and throwing his shit right away. One of them two things has happened. And then maybe he tried to take up on me. But that's why I say I hope he is in the middle of some shit that will inspire him to fight. Yeah. Because this is a fighting situation.
Yeah.
And my wife knows me well enough to know that this would not go over well.
Yeah.
So she couldn't be like, Lamont, like, yeah, you know me. You set this shit up.
Yeah.
You wanted it to happen. Fucking watch the show. That's what the fuck is going to happen.
So what if she's friends with somebody that's like, that could wash you, like The Rock or something?
I don't care. We fight, nigga. We're going to fight every time. Every time. You can whoop my ass, but we're going to fight every time. You think I'm playing, nigga? I'm not playing.
You're not playing. That's why I'm laughing.
And if I get tired of losing, that's when he's really in trouble.
That's when you eventually gonna walk in there with your brother or something like, all right, this nigga watched me for the last time.
Nope, that's when I'm gonna catch that nigga slipping.
Yeah, how you gonna catch him slipping?
I'm gonna watch him. Everybody thinks they go about life and somehow
you gonna catch him outside the house.
They don't have the exact
you gonna
same.
Catch him outside the house.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna catch him slipping.
Okay.
I'm gonna take them fucking knees first, and I'm gonna fuck his arms up, and then his life's gonna suck. And I'll make sure them arms and legs is on opposite sides of his body. So you're going to walk with a limp and he can't use his fucking arm right. And then you're going to have to use the little grapple thing to fucking steer. She's going to be fucked up, nigga.
Yeah, he going to...
Because at that point, I'm mad. If I done got beat up 3 times, nigga, you should be like, I'm sorry at that point. Because I'm about to do some shit.
Yeah. Have you ever been beat up in front of your wife?
No.
Damn, why you say no?
No, nigga. You know the lengths I will go to make sure that doesn't happen.
Is there? Do you think there's any coming back from that? Do you think your wife would lose any kind of respect for you if you got washed in front of her?
I think I've earned enough over the years to catch 1 ass whooping and be okay. 2, maybe not. But I've earned enough over our 20 plus years of marriage and all the things that I've done in the house and other asses I have whooped and all that shit. I think I can take 1.
Like, how would you feel if something that she would normally call you for, and she was like, "Hey, can you call your brother?" or something like that? Would that make you feel some type of way if she didn't have confidence in calling you to handle whatever it was?
Hell yeah, but she wouldn't.
Okay.
She wouldn't. She'd definitely call me.
Okay,
I come through with the fury, and she knows it. So
gotcha.
I get mad even thinking about this shit. Like, can you believe there's some nigga in my living room?
Talking about some. Hold on, I'm almost at a save point.
See, bro, I'm taking this to that. Because to me, you saying some shit like that, you're trying to be disrespectful. So you getting what you asking for. That's the way I see it. Now, if you live a life where you feel like you can say shit like that, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. Welcome to the motherfucking 90s, nigga. This is how we did it.
Yeah,
you're not gonna say no shit like that to me and just get away from it. You fucking crazy.
Yeah, that would be wild crazy though. Like, I know you ain't a gamer, but to come home after working and your wife is sitting there and some nigga is on your TV with your Xbox sitting there on the side unplugged, and the nigga got his shit all, and she's all like, "Oh, you got the Elite X."
Yep, I should be like, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this nigga? Oh, this is such and such a word. Hey, get your shit up out my motherfucking living room.
Lamont only has the S. You got the Elite X.
Well, you ain't about to have shit in a minute, nigga. I'm crashing everything.
All the shit getting broke.
I use that shit and bust that shit over his fucking head. Especially if you're a big nigga, I'm going to the weapons right away. This rock ass nigga. I bet you this Xbox will make a dent in that big ass head. Bam! You crazy as hell for that.
Y'all was in pre-production. Y'all was talking about some kind of topic that she knew about that y'all wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, we was talking
it was
about
like
the sexy red booty challenge. So
she got a little bit of a booty.
She do. She started the challenge, and I think her booty is real because the way it was moving in that video, it was like, okay, it's giving a hood real booty.
Yeah.
So she threw the challenge out, and a few other people jumped on it, like Young Miami and Meg and everybody else. So there was this question of like, who does it better? Is it the real body? The real booties, or is it like the BBLs?
Meg has a real booty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go real without even looking at it.
Yeah, because it's like 5 or 6 of them that did the challenge, and some of the booties are moving, the others are,
I mean, me personally, I'm cool on the BBLs.
I think everybody is at this point.
I'm glad I finally, got to see one up close. I'm good. Give me natural.
Weird looking at.
Give me natural. Give me natural. Because I ain't gonna lie, it was the main reason I was like, because I was just like, I just want to see. I just want to see. You know, I ain't got one. I just want to see.
I ain't got one.
When I finally got to see, I touched. I'm like, oh, interesting.
Did it move?
Yeah, a little jiggle, not like a real one though.
And therein lies the problem. See.
Yeah.
Without even looking at it, I'm gonna go real booties.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell the difference. Like when Sexy Red was throwing that thing, it was moving, and then I think Young Miami booty ain't real, so she did it, and it was like, it's not the same.
Who else did it? Just those three?
It's a few other people. I can't think off the top of my head, but it's like six.
Suspects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Meg got a little booty. It ain't that big, but she got. You know what it is with Meg?
Are you serious?
I'm being
Right.
so serious.
Meg
knows how to dance. That's what makes it.
Talking about the same person?
You talking about Meg Thee Stallion? Yeah.
Meg got a thing back there.
Yeah, like what you talking
The
about?
thing is thinging.
Not. We talking about big booties.
Yeah.
She ain't got a really big booty. She ain't got a really big booty.
Okay.
Sexy Red booty's bigger.
What? did
Young
you say?
Miami's booty. All these people y'all just named, their booty is big. Those three people y'all named, Meg has the smallest one out of those three.
You said that Sexy Red
Has a bigger booty.
than
Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, out your
Absolutely.
fucking mind. Let's pull your fucking phone.
All right, pull it up. Pause. Pull it out, dog.
Now I want y'all to find this challenge, and then you'll be able to tell.
Who you pulling up, Meg or Sexy?
I don't need to pull up shit, nigga, but we can do it. Sexy, who's not sexy, let's throw that out there. Red. Booty? That shit. The funny thing is here, I can Google Sexy Red Booty, and Google does not have anything to suggest for me, right? So it'll just let me Google it. Like, let me go back and do Meg the Stallion. And it's already got shit popping up for me about her fucking booty before I even put it all in.
Whose booty? That's Sexy Red?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, show me your Meg. Show me that ass. Pause. Whoa. Show me that ass. That sounded crazy.
You gotta find a good one, because we just.
I mean, they all good, but let's look.
We made a case just now.
Yeah, you made a case. Come on. I just keep pulling them up. Sexy got the ass. Sexy got that ass. And I'm gonna tell you, after he shows it, I'm gonna explain why.
You shouldn't have to explain it.
Explain why Sexy got that ass over Meg.
Why her ass is bigger.
She has some children.
No. That helps it drop too. But I was gonna say it's the height.
Oh,
Meg's height. Stop playing.
Let me see.
Throw that away.
Those are
You can't use that picture in no argument of a big ass. Like I said, that's the smallest ass of those trios that y'all mentioned.
It's making us look bad a little bit.
I don't know.
She been on your side all night, dog. I'm just calling it what it is. That was a little ass you just showed.
That was not a little ass.
It was a little ass. It was ass, but it was a
I
little
guess
ass.
I just don't know how to look up Meg Thee Stallion booty pictures.
It's all good.
Oh, TikTok just came out.
You might want to be careful with your history there. Putting too many. You want your wife to go on your phone, look what you've been searching up.
She can go on my phone, look what I've been searching up. Because I can explain it. It's on video.
I had to
catch
myself for a second.
I'll just tell her. We was looking at pictures of Meg Thee Stallion's ass because Danny said that Sexy Reds was bigger. And she'd be like, what? See? In a healthy relationship, you can tell the truth.
We have a healthy relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think his wife has a bigger ass than Meg Thee Stallion.
My wife?
Yeah. Respectfully.
Meg's booty is not as small
nice
as you're making it out to be.
I'm not saying all that. All I'm saying is it's a bigger ass. This nigga had to add on. It is a nice ass.
How about that?
Let me see.
Yeah, that's a nice ass.
Yeah, that was her in the challenge.
But that's not a bigger ass. And that right there proved my point where I said she knows how to dance and it makes it look like it's a big ass. It's not a big ass. Bro, during the pandemic, I had nothing to do but sit there and watch the WAP video. I've seen plenty of Meg's ass.
Okay, let me see if I can find Sexy Red doing it.
Now, Sexy is going to probably put it to shame a little bit. Because her doing it, her booty is moving.
Sexy got the ass.
Now,
if you asking me which one I'd rather be back there and be clapping with, probably Meg's. I'm good on Sexy Red. She looked like fucking Young Thug. Like, I would never get hard with her. As soon as I look at her face, all I hear in the back of my head is lifestyle. Every time I look at her, I hear that song.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Meg got a bigger ass. Maybe you think Sexy got a nice ass, okay. But we talking about size. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to really agree with you on that. But yeah, unfortunately, my Google skills is terrible, so I couldn't really.
That's okay. That's all right. It's all right. At least you got a compliment out of there.
What? How so?
I said his wife had the better ass.
I say that shit every day, bro. I say that shit. Okay, let me stop. I was about to say something else.
Nah, say it, bro.
No, babe, no. You know, babe, you know. You know.
Oh, that's right. The reason that thing hanging like that, because he be back there. It's muscle.
Nah, it's a muscle.
It's a muscle. You gotta. The more you work it out. Mm-hmm.
No, I like that thing. I like that thing flat and
what?
Did I say flat? I said fat. Sorry.
Oh, I was like
flat. I think I was thinking flatty and fat at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, with the booty cheeks. That's what you got to put some meat in that shit.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to draw this out any longer. Sexy Red had the bigger ass. Next episode, he could probably prove me wrong. Crystal, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Shout out to South Carolina. Y'all champions. You're championing yourself. Mm-hmm. Blessing us with your beautiful looks.
Thank you.
I don't think the people know that you two.
Yeah, he's bad at this introducing me thing. I want to tell you that every time he introduced me, like, this is Crystal, I'm about to start saying this nigga is Danny and just leave it at that. He's really bad at that.
Well, I like to let the fans and everybody.
I already know, so he didn't have to.
I like to let the fans and everything figure things out.
They would have never figured that out. I can't see that.
That's my baby. And like I always say, like, share, subscribe, and comment. This is Verbal Gunplay, and we out.
All right, y'all. You did some fucking title.